I still can't believe this statement. AJ Styles in the WWE. And even when I heard the rumors about AJ Styles coming to WWE, it still never really hit me, even during his shocking Royal Rumble debut. Even at that time, I still didn't think he was in the WWE. And it's still weird to say that AJ Styles is in WWE having matches on Monday Night Raw every week. Well, him coming to WWE was such a huge thing, and there's so many matches that we would love to see AJ Styles in. That's why I've compiled a top 10, no wait, top 15 dream matches for AJ Styles. We're going to go 5 NXT and 10 on the main roster.
Let's start off right away in NXT with our top 5 for NXT. I'm not going to include Shinsuke Nakamura because he hasn't officially made his debut on NXT yet, and I think that there is still time for him to come into WWE, hone his craft, and then down the road we'll see a match with him and AJ Styles. I think that is inevitable. I think that would be a great match at WrestleMania. One of the few matches I think ever in wrestling history that could happen at Wrestle Kingdom and happen on WWE WrestleMania. That would be an amazing thing as well. So this is kind of a tie, two-way tie, so we can say top 16 here. But I'm saying Samoa Joe and Austin Aries. I think those two guys coming into WWE, Austin Aries is not on NXT yet, but I think him to rekindle his X Division style feuds with Samoa Joe, wow, that would be amazing. Just think about the match that him and Samoa Joe could have on a main roster, on a big platform, and the feud and the story that they could tell with giving the right WWE time. And I know they did it in NXT, in TNA, but think about if they did it in NXT TakeOver or if they did it on a WrestleMania card. Wow, that would be amazing. And same goes with Austin Aries. I would love to see him and AJ Styles have a feud, a story go on WWE television. I think that's just some talented stuff from TNA. And I think that him being in TNA, AJ Styles, he reached that point where TNA should have kept him around. He should have been the John Cena of TNA, but for whatever reason, he left. So now we're seeing all these TNA guys leaving TNA and coming to WWE and being successful. And I think you can have a match with Joe, you can have a match with Austin Aries and AJ Styles, and I think that would be such an amazing set of matches that you could do. Let's talk about Japanese wrestlers. Let's talk about Hideo Itami. Wow. Kenta, AJ Styles, WWE, need I say more? Match made in heaven. The match that they could put on would be 5-star if WWE gives them the time to wrestle. It looks like right now WWE is just letting AJ Styles wrestle. He's letting him do his thing, and he's letting him just showcase his wrestling, which he's best at. And same with Hideo Itami. He's one of those guys that WWE just lets wrestle. And that would be a wrestling match on the grand stage in WWE. Let's talk about Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is a guy who is going to make a mark in the WWE. They love his charm. They love his style. He main evented NXT last week, I believe. And if it was last week or the week before, I can't remember. But Apollo Crews is one of those guys where you don't think is going to have that classic match, and then him and Finn Balor went out there and they stole the show. I mean, you think about all the stuff that goes on in a show. You have all the flips and the dives and all that crazy stuff. Yes, those are in that match. But Apollo Crews and Finn Balor, they took it a different level. They slowed it down. They started off really slow at the beginning, and then they led into the end of the match. So I think Apollo Crews is yet to make a big impact. I know he's made a statement in NXT, but he hasn't yet to make a big impact and make his mark on NXT. I think there's still time for him down there, but I think once him and AJ Styles have a match, again, that's just going to be a great wrestling match. Think about the size of Apollo Crews and AJ Styles. That's similar to like I see a Joe Styles type match with Apollo and AJ, and something that would just come out of it would be great wrestling. Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, need I say more? I know I've been saying need I say more over and over and over, but really, think about that match and think about it's just independent wrestling getting showcased on WWE television, and what better than that? And my number one NXT dream match is Finn Balor, AJ Styles. The Demon, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, both members of the Bullet Club, both leaders of the Bullet Club, yet to clash on WWE television. Think about that. If Finn Balor wants to bring in the Balor Club, if they're actually going to do that, I don't know if they're ever going to do that, but if you think about that, How awesome would it be if you had sort of a new Bullet Club and somehow AJ Styles gets roped into that, and then they want to find out who's a leader, and then AJ and Finn have a match, and oh my goodness, NXT and main roster and whatever wants to happen. But the time that they meet down the road is going to be a great thing. It's going to be inevitable. It's going to be the show stealer WrestleMania main event. I'm just looking forward because like these NXT matches, you can just think about the main event of WrestleManias for years to come. AJ Styles signed at least a 2-year contract. If he has a match with Joe, Finn, Cruz, Hideo, Sammy, Austin Aries, 5-star matches right there. Now let's head over to the main roster here. Main roster, we have a lot of guys that I think that would work with AJ Styles. And I think that these dream matches are going to happen. They're going to happen sometime down the road. First off, let's talk about Dolph Ziggler. You can't have a good match. You can't have a guy who sells as awesome as he does and not put him up against AJ Styles. I mean, Dolph Ziggler is a class act. He's an athlete. He's a superstar who never really got past that glass ceiling. I don't know what it is with Dolph Ziggler, but they do like to put him in good wrestling matches. And I think if you put Dolph Ziggler up against AJ Styles, you're going to showcase AJ Styles what he can do, and Dolph will make AJ Styles look like $1 million, and it's going to be an amazing match. Dolph Ziggler has put on awesome matches. He is a former World Heavyweight Champion, but for whatever reason, he hasn't made it past that glass ceiling. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Dolph Ziggler. Cesaro, that's a no-brainer when it comes to a guy wrestling AJ Styles. Cesaro is now on an injury, but coming back from an injury, having a program with AJ Styles, again, Cesaro went out there and just had some of the best wrestling matches. Again, he's a wrestler's wrestler. He just goes out there and he puts on awesome matches. And think about the swing, and then AJ Styles gets out of it. Styles clash, reversed, neutralizer, boom! Oh my goodness, just think about all that stuff. I'm excited just thinking about that. Neville. How can you put a match on with AJ Styles and not think about Neville? The high-flying Neville versus the high-flying AJ Styles. The match writes itself right there. I'm excited for the possibilities of these two colliding in WWE and having just a tremendous match. I think you give them 30 minutes, at least 15 fast minutes. Give them something crazy, crash and burn. I don't know what you want to do with these two, but there's something amazing that can come out of this. It'll be something that you won't want to turn away from. It's like a car crash. It seriously would be like a super car crash that you would not want to turn away from. Kevin Owens. Again, Kevin Owens is probably the best guy in WWE right now. If they let him be Kevin Owens, he is gold. Anytime he does a sit-down interview with Michael Cole, he is gold. Anytime he's in a match, he is gold. Him and Dean Ambrose had the match on the card that stole the show next to the Rumble. And I can't even say anything better about him, just that he is that great. Put Kevin Owens against AJ Styles. Kevin Owens would make AJ Styles look great. I'm telling you, it would have that caliber of him and Sami Zayn, but if you put it on WWE television, you put it on the main roster, I don't know what you want to do with this feud, how you want to book it out, but I think Kevin Owens, AJ Styles is money. Now we're getting down to the WWE main core roster of guys that really AJ Styles never really would have had a chance other than we're talking about big names in the WWE. But first off, before we get there, we're talking about Seth Rollins. Seth is a big name. He is a former World Heavyweight Champion. If it wasn't for an injury, he would be done. But Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, the dream match that we want to see. I cannot wait for Seth Rollins to come back. When he comes back, he's going to get a huge ovation. He's going to be a top face in the company. I just see that happening. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. I'm hoping he comes back for WrestleMania. Would be cool to see that. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, think about that match that we're going to see. Phoenix Splash, 450, Frog Splash, whatever AJ Styles wants to do off the top rope, Seth Rollins will do that Phoenix Splash, and we will see one hell of a match. Again, Seth Rollins has honed his craft. He's made himself a lot better than he used to be in the wrestling ring. I'm telling you that right now. And Seth Rollins has improved, and he's gotten to the top of his game, and he won that World Heavyweight Championship. And I never thought that I would like him, but I fell in love with him and just put him up against AJ Styles, give him 30 minutes, and you're sold. Dean Ambrose. Dean fucking Ambrose. Again, he's right now at the peak of his career, I believe. That guy can go up or down, up or down. You don't really know with Dean Ambrose. But I think right now he's at the peak of his career. I think his unorthodox style, his off-the-wall, crazy style. Just look at the match he had with Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble. That match was great. You put that up against AJ Styles. Those are some clashing type of wrestling styles. You could put a hardcore match on. I don't know if you remember this, but if you watch TNA and you watch any of the AJ Styles Abyss matches, wow, AJ Styles can be a hardcore wrestler when times call for it. And I think if you put him and Dean Ambrose, they could do some amazing things, some unorthodox things, some things that you probably didn't think you would see from Dean Ambrose are going to happen when he goes one-on-one with AJ Styles. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. I think why not? I think there's story to be told there. I think Bray Wyatt has survived enough in the spot that he is in the WWE. A lot of people say that he shouldn't have lost to The Undertaker. He shouldn't have lost to John Cena. Yeah, he lost those big matches, but he survived. He's still in the main spot on the WWE television. You think about The Undertaker, how long it took him to finally get where he's at, and wow. I'm just thinking about what's going to happen when Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles clashed. If you have the Wyatt family, if you're still going to go that route, there's so much that you can do with that. But I think you need to tell a story of AJ Styles similar to they did with Daniel Bryan, where the Wyatt family abducts him or something similar to that. And I think that would be cool because for a while in TNA, AJ Styles was doing a darker type character. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. He was on his own, no one but himself. And I think AJ Styles, a darker side could come out if he went up against Bray Wyatt. Suplex City, Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles. This match is something that I would love to see. It's much like the Seth Rollins-Brock Lesnar match, but on a different caliber because I think AJ Styles would be able to showcase something that I don't think Seth Rollins really did. AJ Styles being able to Styles clash Brock Lesnar would be an amazing thing to see. I think if you put Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles up together, I think that would be a great match. I don't know how much of a program you would do, but think about AJ Styles and Paul Heyman working together. I guarantee that guy wants to work with AJ Styles. And now we're coming down to AJ Styles being the top in TNA, and now we have the top in WWE. We have to pick Randy Orton. That was a match that I've always thought would be amazing, even before he came in. Again, talking about his top in TNA. AJ Styles, Randy Orton would be so great. You could have AJ Styles go to the top rope, go for a move, RKO out of nowhere. I don't know if Orton would win, whatever. But I think AJ Styles, Randy Orton would be money. Anytime you want to book it, make it happen. And our number one dream match, John Cena, AJ Styles. Now I'm talking about the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge John Cena, not the I'm going to do 5 moves of doom and pin ya. No, you get the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge that actually wants to wrestle, springboard stunners and all that. Code red, whatever you want to do it. AJ Styles, John Cena. I think that would be great. Again, put it up at WrestleMania. Seriously, you could bring out something out of AJ Styles going up against John Cena, and John Cena could get something out by going up against AJ Styles. Anyway, guys, let's run the list down one more time. Number 5 for NXT, we have Joe and Aries, Finn, Apollo Crews, Hideo Itami, Sami Zayn. Then we have Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, Neville, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Orton, and John Cena. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Out of all of these, which one is your most favorite big dream match that you want to see in the WWE? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. As always, Tony Beats Guy, frag out.